Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Praveen Baskiar. I'm I'm Professor Managing Sustainability at MIT Attitude University. We teach MBA students managing sustainability. So this is lecture series about managing sustainability. Today we are going to cover innovation and social entrepreneurship. Anytime you have questions, you can always reach me. Right. So just a brief about managing sustainability again. Managing sustainability helps companies sustain and also be good to environment, good to finances. It increases your revenue drastically as well as profit. And you're good to your employee, good to your consumers. Like instead of hurting your consumers, you're now benefiting your consumers. Similarly, your supply chain. So basically, managing sustainability is all encompassing how to do business in the right way, how to lead your life in the right way. So let's go and let's see how innovation and social entrepreneurship can help in this aspect. So we already covered a bit about entrepreneur and employee engagement earlier lectures. Entrepreneur and employee engagement, we'll briefly go over them. Let's see what the note says. This is something else about notes. Let's get started. So basically, what is social innovation? So social innovation always start is like basically self uh, runaway effect. Actually, you can say that because obviously if it is a good social, it automatically takes off. If not, of course, uh, it may not. It may be good, but it may not be. Other maybe people are not ready, or maybe it's not good. Maybe it's not that beneficial as the innovation thought. So basically, you have a prompt. Uh, mhm. Right. So it goes to prompts, but then it goes to proposal. You make some prototypes and you make it sustaining, right? That's important factor of social innovations. Like, will it help? Like, what can help? And then you have to scale it, and then you have to do systematic change. That's how it evolves. So we look into the impact value chain and how does it go through the process as well. And let me please. Right. So impact value chain, SOP plan work, intended results. So this is one of the inputs, activities, output, or outcomes and impact. So resource capital, human invested in the activity, concrete action of the SPE to tangible products from the activity, change resulting from the activity, outcomes adjusted for what should have happened anyway, action of others and outcomes. This is how we may measure how any impact. And of course, we need to consider number of people, money, development and implementation of program, building new infrastructure, etc. Number of people reached, items sold, effect of target population, increase access to education, Attribution to change its outcome. Take out alternative progress, that's open year classes. So 50K was invested, 5 people working on a project, land bought, school design and built, new school built with 32 places, student with increased access to education, student with access to education, not including those with alternative to. So this is like one kind of case study where you are seeing like how we do plan any social innovation. This was example of a school and how much it costed and what was the impact. So we also have to manage social measurement, like we have to measure the social measurement as well. Is that gone again? Right. Investment strategy, decide on the overreaching social impact objective of the VPO-SI. These will provide the investment process, assess whether investment opportunity fits the VPO-SI strategy by asking question detail in setting objectives. Due diligence, detailed screening, dig deeper into question asks in the setting objective, perform stakeholder analysis, verify and value expected result. So this is why you actually plan on to all your strategic map deal structuring, map outcomes, impacts, and decide on key indicator against which progress will be measured. You also need to decide on monitoring and reporting content and frequency and assign responsibility. Investment management, you have to do regular assess impact result against key indicators, verify and value report results at regular interval, revise indicator if significant changes are made in the business and impact model. Exit, perform thorough analysis of impact result against objective, verifying and value reporting. So this is nothing more different than other, but here this is again, you have to do with the social and measurement as well, like does it give any value or not, or what one to do. Okay, so we already gone through this. Like, if this is like basically elaborated by EVA from Rockefeller Foundation Double Bottom Line project. So it's about this project we already discussed. The matrix below classify the various types of stakeholder: contributor, beneficiary, like direct contributor, staff of at SFO. Beneficiary, direct positive benefits, example, ex-offenders who is a focus of the SSPO. Indirect contributors, example, family of ex-offender. Indirect negative benefits, those people who do not receive job offer due to ex-offender being employed. Stakeholder mapping and selection based on concept of accountability, accountable for SPO intended outcomes and main benefits, accountable for material, but only positive outcomes and main benefits generalized for the whole group. Accountable for material, but only positive outcomes of main beneficiary groups and analyzing these subgroups. Accountable for material, outcomes of main beneficiary, analyzing these for subgroup positive and negative. Accountable for material outcome of some stakeholder, positive, negative. So these are the different level of stakeholders in any project. It's accountable for material outcomes of all stakeholders, positive and negative. Contributors in this project was like toilet operators, SPOs employees, VPOs and SIs, beneficiary toilet users, toilet operators, waste collectors, government health sanitation organization, microfinance organizations, slum dwellers, SPO employee, government farmers. So these are the like the way you analyze the benefits, and you also make like targeted. So increased trading income, indicators percent of new products and services, target 1% over the budget. So, so this is a like example of a financial sustainability. Like, you know, you basically make a plan, 1% of target over a budget. Second, you make it 2, 3, 4. And initiative launch of online shop, like we are launching a shop and I want this is the target for the first year. And who is responsible is the direct, obviously opening a new source of venue for. Right. So basically, here's the benefits and sacrifices. You have to analyze them. So benefits, attributes, and outcomes: good qualities, strategic benefits, service quality, personal benefits, core product features, social benefits, added service features, practical benefits, customization, financial benefits. So this source is Udall 2003. Sacrifices, monetary, price, search cost, acquisition cost, opportunity cost, distribution cost, learning cost, cost of use, maintenance cost, and disposal cost. Basically, you have to analyze all the costs. Basically, we have to balance the books as well. Non-monetary, relationship cost, physiological cost, time, and effort. So, coming back to measurement. So due diligence, deal screening, preliminary review, deal execution. Who uses the social impact information? LGTVP team, board, LGTVP team, board organization. This is some of the examples. How is the social impact information used? Initial understanding of impact, decide if will be presented to the board. Deeper understanding of the impact, board approval of resource for local DD, board approval engagement defined. So it could be like, you could run for my classic example, like tree plantation drive, where you are actually involving with other, uh, actually your consumers as well as people living around you. So this gives you visibility and brand awareness. Of course, it rises your sale. These are indirect benefit, which you can actually measure over time. Post-investment monitoring. Who is the social impact fund? Team, board, founders, investors, public. How is the social impact information used? Assess and report on achieved social impact, qualitative and quantitative. Deliverable, internal report, internal public. So this is what you have to do. Financial sustainability is as important as the sustainability factor. How do you track your performance? Okay, you could have type of report monthly. These days we have a real-time tracking as well. Like, so if you are doing any project, you could actually hook up the real-time trackers where management can get an ongoing graph, and it can actually check progress against employees working on it automatically, right? What is the status and what is not. But these are the old ways. We can still do these. In fact, it could still make monthly report out of those real-time trackers. Client information, nationality, gender, civil status, business activity of client, proposal of the loan information discussed, and understanding portfolio, number of contract, number of open files, and number of closed. So this is about another case study about another example. And of course, every business is a little different. Monitor data for new clients and existing client attribution rate. Provide still from some monthly activity for micro. Risk report, bad debt, repayment, other performance measures. Evaluate cost and risk. Evaluate quality of portfolio. Set benchmarking about branches. Evaluate other. It's a tool under development. It's monthly report and will provide information across the following area: administration, production, development, and risk. So we also make external report, these companies. So this is about microfinancing, potential client for per micro, social report, communication instrument, investors, ultra ventures, qualitative report about outreach monthly and client satisfaction, reports that monitor portfolio risk, balance sheet, and income statement. business plan, social report, market research, other stakeholder network, government, social report, report on risk profile of clients, market research, reports on clients. So this is going back to this another refunding cases like Ministry of Justice. This is a very example like should we be investing in our offenders? Is there return? How you might wonder like how could offenders give any returns? So basically, when anybody offend and we have to put them in a jail, right? There's a cost to it. There's a cost for legal cost. There's a judicial cost. There's a lot of cost involved in it, right? So the percentage of cost saving could be reduced in crime rate, right? That could be like So basically, if a person is offending, there's a very likelihood of reoffending. So if we can prevent the reoffending, that could be the saving, right? So if let's say if on an average 50% reoffend and come back to jail, but if we, because of the training program or whatever the social program will do, can we reduce those reoffending rate? And that could be the financial incentive. Like, even in a cases like judicial custody and a crime, we could. So basically, investor it requires is 5 million. Like it's obviously Ministry of Justice has to set up this budget upfront. Social impact bond. So basically, there are a lot of things: support in prison, at the prison gates, and community or omniscient trust, support to prisoner family while they are in prison, and post-release YMCA. This is to ensure that you don't create more needs. Needs are the requirement. If people are hungry, they will feed them. YMCA providing a community base, other interest support needed by the prisoner in prison, and the community funded as investment. Yeah, and you can immediately see the benefit of these guys, right? So reduction or refunding 300,000 mil sentence to less than 12. So that is a goal of even odd looking thing like where should we do? Like, ideally, the crime rate should be zero. But there is a reason why people do commit crime. Of course, the one of primary factor is bad food as well. Bad environment is one of the reason as well. Requirement, but yeah. So, but there's a way we could tackle them. So there, it has been even shown that but just in changing the food structure, right? What they were fed in the prison, reduce the activity within the prison itself, like how many incidents those prisoners did per month basis as well. So this is like refunding a figure, but there's a lot of other impact on giving social benefit, which is not so obvious upfront. Like, hey, will it give any financial cost, right? It's a social program. But of course, and again, we told you like the cost to public for crime is immense, right? You can see, okay, these guys reduced for Ministry of Justice, but if you see the cost for society is huge because of the crime implications, right? Per homeless in UK, crime committed by per homeless and loss is around £25,000 per. So you could basically give a home to a homeless in UK, and it could reduce that cost of public. So there's a huge cost of crime, and there could be unintended consequences because of us not acting on it. Yeah. So this is the cost of reconviction. If the person is reconvicted, the public sector court cost to reconviction within 1 year in terms of police work court cost is $13,000. And this is same regardless of which country you operate, right? Or which county you operate, which district you operate. There's a cost involved to it. And we are not even factoring the public cost, right? This is just the judicial cost, right? And we are saving money in that. Imagine the cost we are saving for the public. Likelihood of reconviction leading to further prison sentence. And this is the likelihood, right? And we are trying to reduce that. The cost of with further prison sentence. If you put somebody in a prison, that there's a cost to maintain him. You have to feed him, you have to house them, you have to give toilet, a lot of facility to give in the prison. The best is, as I said, zero crime, and that should be the target of any governing any district in the world, and that's possible, right? If you follow managing that's another area. Managing sustainability can go beyond business. Not only it can help business make more profit, it can actually make society more safer. So we can see that even in a very odd looking case, um, um, uh, which may not look from that can give you a profit statement. We are getting a profit statement. And you can see that source. You want to know more about this program, New Economy, Emily Bolson, Lucy Salvez, Social. This is all real data. So this is the data. If you want to investigate more, you can actually go. So social impact has a lot of thing you could do. And even as a business, you can do that, because if you're a main business holder, if you're making a lot of money from that area, you could do a lot of things. Like you could benefit as well by just involving the public, gets your brand awareness as well. 5 steps of social impact measure. Objective settings is the same thing, like analyzing stakeholder, measuring the result, verifying value, impact, monitoring and reporting. So these are the important. Like it's not only about having a goal, but it also having how do we measure it, and how do we assess it that it did work or did not work, because change is constant, right? We have to keep trying and finding the best way, and we have to measure it, and so that we can internal versus external for the use of inputs and output. Inputs, organization; outputs, internal focus, base case, outcome impacts, external. So you could think from different directions. How can social impact be beneficial to you and other things? So there are different types of social enterprises as well. Um, you know, so non-profit tax exempt model, for-profit non-tax exempt models. Core activities more focus on traditional charitable cost. So this is typical charity one. Of course, this has been heavily misused. Like obviously, we know like many of the charity CEOs withdraw millions of shares, whereas the benefit. So this is one of these non-tax. There's always a problem with non-sustainable model, right? Especially financial, where so they just take money and don't have to deliver any outcome because there's no liability down to it. But again, it's some of them are doing good, but especially we need to see the result, like how much money it takes and how much is the. See, if I'm taking money for homeless, right? So if I'm taking 100%, how much money really go to the homeless, right? Or is it just going away in salary and director remuneration of funding and other stuff like that? So that's one of the measure of if non-profit. If you're running a non-profit, we need to see what is like, is it 95%, is it 99%? Yeah, we have seen organization where that like only 10% benefit goes to other, maybe 5%. So this is important. The ideally should be 90% and above. Non-profit, entrepreneurial, non-profit, we already know. Socially responsible business, and give one and give one, get one and donate a portion of proceeds. Conscious company, conscious brand, lifestyle. These are the different core activity, less focus on traditional company. I can just run your own thing, like you can as well do, and which has a brand awareness. Okay, so there are a lot of benefits, indirect and direct benefits, and you can do a cost analysis, right? There's sometimes employee engagement, like knowing your customers, getting close to your customers, building brand and increasing revenue. I think that's it from here. Let's see what we have more on this. So we didn't look into the so if we are missed out, I think probably can find out this guy. Sorry. Oh, So we already covered that in unit 1, social entrepreneurship. So we already covered, right? So this is, we covered in detail, right? So I'm not going to cover again. So I think that is pretty much in this. There's not much to add on it. So that topic covered employee one, like how we can get internal I think their URLs, any URLs here? Yeah, there's a okay, yeah, there's a research paper. You can go through this repository. I'll paste it in the chat box. There is a chat. I don't know whether it is available now. If not, just ping me and I can give you. I think there's also a, yeah, this is the one. If not, so I will let you read through this research paper, knowledge of brokering organized innovation founder imprint effects. So this has a lot of view of what we, so another way of looking into that, like this is one of these poorly understood area. Even I couldn't do justice to this, right? How does social, cool. Sriram, any questions? Okay, then I'll, yeah, I think that should be for today. I think there is, I have to still prepare the slide lecture for design of sustainability. So next classes, so tomorrow, next time we will have classes that not instead of 7, we'll have classes at 8 o'clock because we're almost done with the course structure. Okay. And anytime you have question, let me know and we can have extra classes if required, but I don't think, right. So, okay. Uh, catch you next week then at 8 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, sorry, 8 o'clock means around 12 o'clock at 12:30 for you guys. Bye. How do we do the stuff?